podcast, a place to help you to understand, manage, and improve your mental health and well-being, where you will find the knowledge, guidance, and tools you need to improve your life, and where you can build your own well-being toolkit to take with you. There's no simpler way to put it. Emotional pain is awful. When you have it, it consumes your life, taking over all of your thoughts, how you feel, how you eat, how you sleep, how you move. It can be the rawest, most challenging pain a human being can experience. You know it's there when it's a pain that's difficult to pacify, a pain that affects every part of your functioning, a pain that makes you think you would have any other form of pain but this one. It's emotional suffering coming from something that's caused us emotional distress. Emotional pain can be caused by many different things. It can spring to life from an overdeveloped and persistent feeling such as anxiety, low mood, anger, or low self-esteem. The one cause that springs to mind for most people is relationships, whether that be breakups, rejection, grief, or loss. There's no right or wrong about the cause of this kind of pain. Emotional pain is emotional pain and it hurts. People can experience it in different frequencies or intensities, but it's all still pain. The good news is, as much as you might not believe me, that emotional pain is the one form of pain that helps us to grow and learn the most. You might not think this is true when you're in the thick of it, but it is. This kind of pain will bring you lessons and wisdom if you learn what to do with it. If you learn to accept and allow it to be there rather than resist it. If you allow yourself time to heal from it. If you do the right things to help you recover from it. Once you learn these things, you can be free of it. And you'll be a better person, a stronger, more resilient version of yourself than you have been before. Often, when we're in emotional pain, we're viewing the world around us from a dark-tinted lens. We don't see the good things because we're so consumed with this raw pain. Our full attention and focus is on it. The first thing we need to do when we're in emotional pain is to identify and understand. So we need to identify what it is that we're feeling, the emotion attached to what's going on in our mind, and then to understand where it's come from. Where did this all begin? What might have caused it? We don't need to do anything else with this information, just to have a good understanding is the first step in the process. The next thing is to accept and allow. We accept that we feel this way, and we allow ourselves to feel this way. The main thing we are doing when we're not doing this is we're resisting, and we're resisting by constantly searching for the why. Then we replay this question and the situation over and over again. This process is okay, especially at first, but then we have to turn to accept and allow. Otherwise, the resistance and the way we feel and think and the constant whys keeps us and the emotional pain stuck. Accept the pain, allow the pain. We'll come to a quick exercise on this in the toolkit. The third step, once we've done this, is to remember that time is a healer and to keep reminding ourselves of this. Again, some more acceptance that the pain may still be there for a while, but that it will get better. We need to try not to focus too much on how long we're going to feel like this, but rather focusing on the present or the near future, the day, the week, setting small goals, making manageable plans that will help you to get through that time. One small plan each day can help with this. This will pass, it will get easier because time will help you to heal. The fourth step, we're coming back to these lovely things called thoughts. All of our emotions, everything we feel, comes from our thoughts. Our thoughts dictate how we feel no matter what we're going through. Now, what happens when we're in emotional pain is that our thoughts get stuck on repeat so much that they're formed into a new pattern and habit. Because we've been so focused on this thing that's caused us pain, and it's all we can think about. So we need to break this new thought habit and we need to give our mind a break. To do this, we need to focus on something else, give our thoughts and our mind another job to do. This can be anything, a task of some kind, something that keeps you distracted or focused, even for 5 minutes. Your thoughts are making your mind tired. When our bodies are tired, we rest it by sitting down or sleeping. We're not so good at resting our mind. But when we're thinking like this, when we're stuck in a thought habit and we're in pain, our mind's tired in this state. So we need to give it a rest. And this distraction is how we do it. Little and often, if you can't concentrate for too long. But it's fundamental in the recovery process of emotional pain that you do give your mind and your thoughts some rest. To recap, we identify and understand what it is we're feeling and why we're feeling this way. Then we accept and allow. We accept the feeling and we allow the feeling. We know that time is a healer and that there's hope that this pain will get better. And we rest our mind and our thoughts. If you make an effort to practice these steps, over and over if you have to, slowly but surely the pain will begin to ease. The first technique in the toolkit is accept and allow. So often we don't do this because we don't allow ourselves the time and the space to feel something. We're too busy trying to pacify it, to try and soothe it, usually by doing things that aren't helpful, like ruminating over the cause. So what you can do to try and help to accept and allow whatever it is you're feeling is get yourself in a quiet, safe space and just sit. Begin by focusing on your breathing and try to shut down your thoughts as best you can and focus on the feeling. This might sound painful, but it does bring some acceptance into just allowing that feeling to be. If you feel sad, just allow for 1 or 2 minutes to sit there and feel sad. But at the same time, we're quietening our thoughts around the cause of the pain. We're focusing on the actual pain itself. And then once you've done this for a minute or two, do something soothing afterwards, some kind of self-care to look after yourself. If you were sat with a friend or a family member that felt this way, what would you advise them to do? And do that yourself. The next tool is called safe space. A lot of people won't do this because you will either resist it and think it won't help, or you think it sounds silly. But that isn't true. This will help and it isn't silly. And it's really helpful for anyone to have a safe space that they can go to in their mind when they need a break, but particularly for emotional pain. So for this one, I would like you to really think about creating this safe space. And to do this, much like in the first tool, find a quiet, safe place physically to sit and practice this exercise. And then you start focusing on your breathing, try to relax your body, shut down your mind as best you can, and focus on visualizing yourself in a neutral way. So you're not judging how you look, who you are, how you feel. You're dressed in neutral clothes and you are peaceful and calm. And the next step is to visualize and create some form of a garden around nature. It doesn't matter what it looks like, there can be any form of plants, flowers, buildings, sand, water, the temperature of the weather. But for a couple of minutes, create this place, look around and make it up in your mind. This is your safe space. And when we're in emotional pain, when we go to this safe space and we're visualizing ourselves in a neutral way, but we're calm and we're around nature that helps us to heal, and we're focusing on using all of our senses in this safe space, This will really help to give your mind a rest and your emotions a rest, and it will help you to feel physically calmer and more at peace. And so you keep going back. There's lots and lots of safe space exercises on the internet. So if you need some guidance or someone to talk you through each step, then go on YouTube, go on Google and find something. But this won't happen, it won't help if you just do it once. You need to keep repeating it until you can get to a point where you can sit down or lie down and spend a minute taking yourself to that place when it helps. So this needs to be repeated. It might take weeks, it might take months, but once you do. And the last technique for this week's episode is really simply to read. Some of you might be readers, some of you might not. But when you are experiencing emotional pain, because there's so many different causes, it's difficult to give specific advice for each different form of pain. And so, what can really help is if you research on the internet and find books that help with that specific problem or pain. This really can help because what it does is it reminds you that you're not alone with this pain. You're not the only person feeling this because other people, many people, will feel these types of pain that we all experience. But reading about it in self-help type books can really help, if especially if the books have got good reviews. So that's something else to look out for. But usually they come with some knowledge and some examples, and then also what helps. So read through the pain, find other people that have experienced this form of pain and use them to help you to heal. This could be people that you know. You could be speaking to people rather than reading, but it can be quite isolating, and sometimes we're not always up for talking about how we feel. So try reading through it. Whatever the cause of the pain, right now your journey is about healing and giving yourself permission to heal. There is hope through time and through the lessons we learn along the way. Be kind to yourself.